You were so sure about it this time. You had a plan. You had energy. Maybe you even told a few people. The first few days felt different. Something clicked. And then somewhere around day 10, week 2, that feeling just left. The gym, the side project, the habit you swore you'd keep. Different thing, same ending. Meet Alex. Not someone special, just a regular person who started something he genuinely wanted and watched it slip away by week 3. Alex thought what most people think: I lost discipline. My willpower is weak. Other people must have something I don't. But all of that is wrong. What's happening is simpler and weirder. It starts with your brain and a chemical it produces specifically to set you up for this. That chemical is dopamine. And here's where almost everyone gets it wrong. Dopamine is not the feel-good chemical, it's the want more chemical. It doesn't make you happy when you get something. It makes you excited about getting it. There's a difference. And that difference is everything. So here's what happened to Alex. When Alex started that new thing, gym, project, goal, whatever it was, the brain lit up. Not because Alex was doing the thing, because the thing was new. Novelty is the fuel. And novelty, by definition, runs out. Your brain isn't broken. The problem is, we're trying to run a long-term goal on a short-term chemical. So when Alex hit day 10, it wasn't a failure of discipline. The novelty ran out, right on schedule. But Alex blamed themselves. And the worst part wasn't even quitting. It was that quitting felt like proof. Proof that maybe you were right about yourself all along. But here's the part Alex didn't know. And here's the part that changes everything, if you know where to look. Here's what was actually happening. What Alex felt on day 1 was the anticipation high, a specific kind of chemical rush the brain saves for new beginnings. Not the rush of doing, the rush of imagining. When you picture yourself 3 months from now, fitter, better, further along, your brain lights up like it's already real. That's why starting feels amazing. You're not tasting the goal, you're tasting the idea of it. Then reality shows up, the actual work, the actual resistance, the gap between who you are and who you want to become. The imagined version was free, the real version costs something. And when anticipation drops, and it always drops, the brain asks, is this effort worth it? If the only reason you started was excitement, the brain's answer becomes, I don't know. And I don't know almost always becomes, not today. So the question isn't, how do I get motivated again? Motivation was never meant to last. The real question is, what do you have when the excitement runs out? Because that's the only thing that makes it to week 6. So let me ask you something. When you started that thing, why did you really start? Were you excited about the process or excited about being done with it? Sit with that for a second. If you start only for the reward, the body, the recognition, the status, you're chasing something that lives in the future. And the brain can only hold future rewards for so long. But if you find something inside the process, curiosity, progress, a problem worth solving, you have something different. There's no label for it that matters. What it feels like is this: I keep going even when nobody's watching. Alex didn't love every session, every draft, every rep. But something changed. At month 1, Alex was running toward a version of themselves that didn't exist yet. At month 3, Alex was running because he had become someone who runs. That's not a motivation strategy. That's an identity shift. And it's the only shift that survives the dopamine drop. And no, it doesn't feel like a revelation. It feels like showing up on a Tuesday when you really don't want to and doing it again Wednesday. There's no dopamine hit for that. But there's something better. There's proof that you're the kind of person who does this. Not because you felt like it, but because you stopped waiting to feel like it. So let me leave you with one question. What would you do with this goal if you never got excited about it again? If the answer is nothing worth knowing, if the answer is I'd probably still do it, that's not motivation, that's identity. Sometimes knowing the chemistry is enough to stop blaming yourself. The goal was never to feel motivated. It was to become someone who doesn't need to